Hey, welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well. This vehicle has been giving me heaps of issues yesterday I should say. So one of the issues being I guess you could say untuned boost issue. Well, at some point yesterday it started hunting, like someone referred to it as that, one of my friends. He referred to it as hunting, but what happens is the revs go up and down. And I was able to figure out that what's wrong with it is one of the sensors that's at the in the manifold, because as you know, that car never had a like the airflow sensor in the airbox. So one of these sensors has gone bad, so I'm gonna have to replace them, and I can also replace this if that's the case. I'm not sure what the problem is, but I'm gonna start with this one, because this one I think this is the sensor that we need and the one that has gone bad. So I already have a spare one in that car, in that engine there I should say, and they look literally the same thing. So I'm going to take that out, and to take that out you need to take the wipers out, and the wiper assembly, and actually that car is a lot more simple than this car. This one, as you can see, it's weird. It's got like two arms, and then this one's another one there. The other car is just, you know, it's got two of these, so, and I think that's more simple, but that works, I don't care. So to do that you have to remove this thing here, which just pops off. So yeah, let's do that. All right, these covers were easy to get off. There were just little screws in there, and that black trim that goes along here, it has like little these here, and that just pops off. And then next you need to get a 10mm with a gun or whatever and remove all these little bolts and unplug these obviously, and then you can get access to the intake manifold. That's the annoying thing about the Hyundai's, Getz's I should say. It's just hard to get to that, but it's alright, we'll get to it. Alright, as you can see, it's out. It was really easy. I just had to take all the bolts out, and I had to take I don't know why I took this one out, but yeah, there's it's mounted on here, so I had to remove that, but the rest could have stayed on. But yeah, so now it's out, so now I can remove the sensor and see if that will fix it. That will fix the issue that I'm having. I'm hoping it does, because if it doesn't, I guess I'll remove that sensor and then I'll replace this one. But I'm not going to touch anything else. I'm just going to do one by one and see if that will fix it. I'm hoping it will, and I think it will, but we'll see how I go. Alright, the first sensor is out. So I'm hoping this one will fix it, but I guess we'll see how I go. I'll remove one out of that motor there, and we'll see if it will fix it. I'm hoping it will, and I think it will, because I have no idea why it won't fix it, because I think that's the mass airflow. So hoping this is loose. No, I timed it. I'm a good person sometimes. Okay, so I just replaced that sensor there. Here's the old one. It's slightly a different type, but I hope it still does the same thing. But yeah, so there's the new one in. So I'm just gonna start it and see if it's still acting funny. Because I did contact one of my good friends. He's a tuner. He said the best way you could have this car running on the road is spending up to 4K on an ECU and the wiring and, you know, dyno tune and all that. But I'm like, the car's not really worth 4K, man. Like, he's like, that's just engine management nowadays. But then he's like, if you just back in the day they didn't have Haltex or anything like that, so what they would do is they would put a regulator in that that regulates the fuel. Like the fuel goes up when boost comes in. It's called like 1-to-1, 2-to-1. He said if you look for a really old one, like an old regulator that they used to use back in the day, they still exist, but they're hard to find, he said. Like a 4-to-1 or something like that, or 2-to-1. You should be fine, he said, to run this on the street. And I asked him about the hunting issue, and he's like, that's usually a bad sensor in the intake manifold. So he said start replacing those, and if that doesn't fix it, it's probably a untuned boost issue, like it's getting more air and it doesn't know what's going on, so the sensor usually just dies out. But we'll see. We'll start it, and we'll see if that is fixed. All right, I'm starting it now. Turn this off. Yeah, it's still just revving up by itself there. So I'm going to replace another sensor and we'll see how I go from there. I'll probably put the old one back in because that sensor obviously wasn't an issue, and we'll go from there. Alright, as you guys have seen, it's still doing that. It's just revving up. So next thing to do is to replace this sensor on the throttle body. I do have a spare one right there, so I'm gonna put that back in, put that in, and if it doesn't fix that, I'm gonna put it back on. So I don't have like that computer that you can plug in. Yeah, you can pay someone money to come here and do that, but I'd rather just keep replacing sensors until I get the right one. And if it doesn't fix it, I'll just put the old one back on, clean it, and go from there. That is one way of doing it, the hard way, but I'm trying to be on the cheap here. So alright, so when I'm laughing, that means I've been looking stupid. So I replaced all the sensors and I got to this one. I still have to tighten that one. The screw is still out of it. It's like right there, as you can see, the screw is still out of it. So the issue was, yesterday I was like hitting 6 psi of boost on the throttle while standing here. It was making 6 psi, and because these cars naturally, when they're naturally aspirated, they don't run boost at all. So from factory, these cars, they come with this piece here, and that on my car had like a big split in there, and I couldn't see that because, well, that is not it. I couldn't see it because this black thing is on there and it's really hard to see. So that was the main issue the whole time. So I started like hearing like a vacuum leak or something like that, and I realized that was it, and I fixed it, and now it's idling perfectly again. So now I'm a bit excited again, so that's good. So now it's just revving at 1100, which is alright, which is usually what this car does, and that car usually idles like at 1250. So yeah, I'm just gonna tighten things up and put everything back together, and make sure I put like a massive clamp on that so it doesn't come off again or have a split. So, but I did end up cleaning most of the sensors out anyway when I replaced them to the new ones. These are the old ones. They're really dirty, but I ended up cleaning all of them off with a what do you call it, math cleaner or something like that. So yeah, so that fixed it. Now it's idling a lot better. And the next thing I'm going to do about this car is fix this wiring issue here. When I was removing the battery or something, what I did was I accidentally hit one of the sensors, and their cover has what do you call it, broken. I'm not sure why they would break anyway, but then I also have like a spare car right there that I can take all the parts off until I get a roll cage in it. And so yeah, it's looking really great. It's coming along, so I'm gonna put this back together, and we'll see if it's still making good boost. Okay, so now that boost leak, vacuum leak, whatever you want to call it, is fixed. While I'm here and that windscreen wiper motor system is all out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reroute where this boost gauge usually goes in the wiring over there, in the hoses over there between the brake booster and the manifold. Well, now it's going to be directly off the manifold, and so I'm going to try and do that and see if that will make any difference, because the issue I'm having is the boost gauge will not be at 0. So I don't know if that's a thing. Like, I don't know, you know, I'm new to this boost game, so I'm gonna learn as I go, I guess. And I did try and search, you know, some things and what I need to do and all that, but I don't know too much about, you know, where things are supposed to be plumbed and all that. So I'm gonna see if I can reroute this somewhere else so that I can get like the boost gauge up to 0. It could be just a boost gauge problem. Like the boost gauge was cheap. It was sent to me, I think 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago maybe, when I was about to boost the RedGet. So those are all the parts that I have left over. So I'm just using what I have so that I can save heaps of money. All right, so it's the next day, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look for another boost gauge like one of these to see if the problem that I'm having is a boost gauge issue, but I don't know. I'll keep looking and I'll see if I can find something. If I can't, that's okay. I'll just figure out a way to make things work. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and try and share so we can get big out there, you know what I mean, like so more people can see this stuff that I'm doing. So yeah, thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one.